Hello everyone, my name is Trung Nguyen and today I'll be presenting on AppArmor and HTTPS. This presentation will cover technical detail and hardening recommendation for AppArmor, IIS, and Apache web server. This slide will show you guys uh, about all of the upcoming slide I'll be talking about. We'll have the AppArmor technical detail. We'll talk about the AppArmor hardening recommendation. We'll talk about the hypertext transfer protocol secure, short for HTTPS protocol. Moving on onto the IIS and the Apache web server. We'll talk about the IIS technical detail, the IIS hardening recommendation, Apache technical detail, and the Apache hardening recommendation. Let's begin with AppArmor. AppArmor is a Linux security tool that enforces mandatory access control to limit what program can do. Think of it as a security guard for your application. It's you profile to control behavior and is path based, meaning permission are tied to file path, unlike Shell Linux, which is label based. AppArmor run into modes, complaint mode, uh, which lock violation but still let the program run, and the enforce mode, which block violation immediately. Moving into our next slide with AppArmor hardening recommendation. First, we should always use enforce mode rather than complaint mode. Enforce mode doesn't just lock violation, it's actively block them. To switch profiles into enforce mode, we can use the command sudo aa dash enforce slash etc slash apparmor dot period d slash star. This apply enforcement to every profile in the AppArmor directory. Next, it's important to check the log for unusual action. AppArmor alert usually recorded in the slash uh, var uh, dash no slash log and slash system log, or we can review with the DMESG command. By reviewing this log, we can detect, deny, or suspicious activity and update our profile accordingly. And finally, we should test complaint mode regularly. This ensures that no legitimate program action is being blocked. We start in complaint mode, adjust profile if needed, and then move them back into enforce mode. To confirm how many profiles are currently loaded and enforced, we can run sudo aa dash status. Overall, these practices help maintain a balance, blocking malicious behavior while still allowing legitimate application to function correctly. Moving on to our next slide with the AppArmor command. Uh, Within this slide, I'll be talking about how a user can verify the AppArmor existence and making sure that they install within the system. To do that, to check the existence, we can do sudo system ctl status AppArmor. This will allow to see if AppArmor installed within our operating system. And if the respond answer back as negative, we can use the command line of sudo apt install AppArmor and AppArmor dash utios. This will allow to install AppArmor into the system. Um, and to the next point, a check the AppArmor existence alongside the profile. We can do the sudo aa dash status. This will give us the detailed security info, number of profile loaded, how many are there in enforce, how many are in enforce or complaint mode, and which process are confined. Into our next slide, we got the HTTPS protocol detail. Uh, HTTPS stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. It's essentially the secure version of HTTP. The main advantage of HTTPS is encryption. It's use TLS or SSL to secure the communication between client and the server. This prevents attacker from intercepting or tampering with the data in transit, which protect against common threat like man-in-the-middle attack. Another different is the default port regular HTTP run on port 80 while HTTPS runs on port 443. Finally, HTTPS also verify a website digital certificate which ensure the authenticity. That's why users know they are connecting to the legitimate website and not an imposter. Uh, so overall, HTTPS provides both encryption and authenticity, which make it far more secure than plain HTTP. Moving into our next slide of the IIS technical detail. IIS stands for Internet Information Services. Is a Microsoft web server application. Its main purpose is to host websites, making them accessible to users without issue. It supports several protocols, with HTTP and HTTPS being the most widely used. IIS is specially designed to work on a Windows Server system. Without IIS, a user wouldn't be able to properly host a website or configure a secure HTTPS connection. So essentially, IIS provides the foundational that allow Windows-based server to deliver web content securely and reliably. Moving into our next slide of IIS hardening recommendation. To harden IIS, the first step is to force HTTPS and prevent non-secure HTTP connection. We do this by redirecting or blocking HTTP traffic and configuring IIS binding to use only port 443 with valid TLS or SSL certificate. The next step is to enable login and monitoring by turning on advanced IIS login and sending those logs to a SIM or monitoring tool. Administrator gain visibility into unusual activity. This is critical for detecting, responding to, and recovering from a potential security incident. And finally, implementing a web application firewall as an extra layer of defense between the IIS server and the internet. Uh, WAF inspect and filter HTTP and HTTPS traffic, helping to block malicious requests. You can use Microsoft Application Gateway, a third-party solution, to accomplish this. Together, these steps greatly improve IIS security by ensuring encrypted traffic, strong visibility, and an additional protective layer. Moving on to our next slide of Apache technical detail. Apache, another very popular web server, but unlike IIS, which is designed for Windows, Apache is open source and primary use on the Linux system. One of its strengths is it's completely free, and let's say it's an open source, meaning anyone can download and use it. and they are free to make a contribution, but it's not a requirement to download it. It's also extremely popular because of its flexibility and customization option. Apache can run on almost any operating system, but it's most often deployed on Linux server. Another advantage is that Apache supports a wide range of programming language such as PHP and Python, making it a great choice for dynamic modern websites. Moving into our next slide of Apache hardening recommendation. To harden Apache, the first step is to use HTTPS encryption instead of plain HTTP by configuring SSL or TLS certificates and redirect traffic from port 80 to port 443. We can prevent eavesdropping and ensure secure communication between the user and the server. The second step is to restrict access to sensitive directories. Apache .xta xt access files or configuration setting can be used to block access to directory that might contain user data, log file, or critical configuration information, preventing attacker from exposing them. And finally, we can strengthen Apache further by using fail to ban. This tool monitors server log for suspicious behavior such as repeated failed login attempt and then automatically ban those IP addresses. Is an effective way to reduce brute force and deny server attack risk. Together, these steps provide stronger encryption, tighter access control, and proactive intrusion prevention. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Today we covered several key security topics, AppArmor and how it's enforced Linux application security, the importance of HTTPS for secure communication, and two of the most widely used web server IIS on Windows and Apache on Linux. Each of these plays an important role in protecting system against threat, and together they help strengthening overall security. If you have any question or want to reach out after this presentation, you can contact me at my KSU email at t nguyen uh, 390 at student.kennesaw.edu. Thank you. Have a good day.